Hello and welcome back to another YouTube tutorial for Revit. So today we will be starting off with a warehouse. So before we jump into that, we will need to set up our grid lines and space them nice and equal so that we know where to place our steel columns with our steel beams for the roof and then do our infill masonry afterwards. So I've opened up my template for retail spaces because this warehouse is normally get used for retail spaces. So I'm working in that template rather than my residential template. So to start off with our positioning, we'll head over under architecture and we will go to grid or GR on your keyboard for the shortcut. So once you've selected that, you'll see that we have multiple ways of doing a grid line. But I'm going to just use the normal line tool. So let's go and start with, okay, seems that by visibility setting, switch them off here. So let me just go grid lines. If you want to know how to open up this panel, just press VG on your keyboard and go and search under the name by the category. I've just entered grid and you'll see grid line. Just go apply and OK. Let's select grid line again. There it shows up, as you can see. So I'm going to keep this one at 1. Just going to move it to the side and let's extend it a bit so that it does go to the outside of our proposed structure. So this is an as-built drawing we're doing. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to space this at 7925. Okay, so I'm going to select the second one. As you can see, Revit is doing automatic new numbers. So CO for copy, and I'm going to do 5 of them. There we go. There we have our grid line spacing for our 4 warehouses. And now we need to add our horizontal lines for our beam columns. So I'm going to go back to grids. And I'm going to start here at the bottom. So now I don't want this to be a number. This needs to be text. So A. And from here, I'm going to copy this up by 4875. And as you can see, there's a B as well. So now I'm going to select grid line B and I'm going to copy this also 5 times. Okay, so I'm just going to move this back in so that it looks a bit better. So now what we are going to do is we are going to only create the one warehouse and then we are going to mirror it into place because all of these sections look exactly the same and they are interconnected with one another. So now I need to go to structure, column. There we have a square hollow. Let's see if we have an, okay, that might work. So I'm just going to use the 152 by 152 for the example now. And I'm just going to hit spacebar to place it correctly. So now I need to make sure of my heights. So let's just go check where my section line is. I already have a section line, but let's draw in a new one. So let's go into top ribbon. You'll see next to the little default 3D view house, there is a section tool. So I'm going to just draw it through here. Yes, it's not showing due to my visibility settings for this particular section. So let's change it to cancel because I have different setups for different sections. So I'm going to go to my section. Let's see. Okay, we have to change it to fine. I'm going to remove the crop. There we go. So my template has a lot of levels that I normally work with. So that one I'm going to delete, that one I'm going to delete. I'm going to keep ceiling 1. Okay, and let's get finished floor level in there as well. So I'm just going to hide these two because they might come in handy later. So let's change, let's unhide this again. I need one, so unhide. And I'm going to move this to here as well. Let's just clean up these level lines. So this will be the top side of our beam. I'm just going to call this top of column. Just fix my spelling error. Okay, so now I'm going to select my column. And this needs to go to top of column. There we go. So my top of column will be 3950. There we go. So back to my layout plan. So I'm going to go select my column, CO for copy. And now you'll see that it snaps the center to these grid lines. There we go, and that one. So if we go into 3D view, there is our first row of columns. So now I'm going to go and create a reference plane over here. Go DI, select the grid line, reference plane, grid line, and I'm going to equalize this because I need, this will be our mirror point. So now I'm going to select these that we've just placed, and I'm going to go mirror by picking my axis. And there we have our first structure of columns. So in the next video, we will be doing the roof for the beams that connect in the center line with a nice hinged connection for our main steel structure. So always remember to save your project. I'm just going to go ahead and save this. Go to warehouse, save, so that you don't lose your progress as we go along. So I will see you guys in the next one where we do our steel beams and our steel connections.